Hey, what's up guys, and welcome in this new tutorial where I'm gonna show you how to make a full Latin tech track from scratch. So in this tutorial we're gonna cover everything, we're gonna build the track together and we're gonna cover all of the techniques necessary to make a full and professional Latin tech track. So we're only gonna use samples from these two sample packs. The first one is called Pegate Volume 2, which is our Latin tech vocal sample pack where we have quite a bunch of vocals, and then we're gonna use Cumbia, which is gonna help us with the rest of the loops and one-shots. So let's start first of all by setting the BPM. We're gonna go for 130 BPM for this track. After that, I'm gonna load the vocal. I've already picked this one, which is called Baby. It's in G sharp minor and it's at 128 BPM.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, so as you can hear, there are a couple of problems with the audio, and this has to do with the warping, which is on beats. We're gonna change it to Complex or Complex Pro. Maybe we can go with Complex Pro, and we're gonna reset the formats to 0.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, much better. We got rid of those problems. So now that we have the vocal, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a limiter on the master, just giving us a bit of gain, so making sure that we don't go in the red and that we have enough volume to produce the song. So we're gonna go back to Cumbia and we're gonna start very basically with kick drum and bassline. So I'm gonna loop this part of the vocal and I'm gonna add a MIDI track and a simple kick pattern. So let's go into the drums kicks. This one sounds great.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegar. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Now I'm gonna add a new MIDI track and I'm gonna go into the bass one-shots and I'm gonna look for a bass sound. This one sounds promising, so we're gonna keep it in classic and we're gonna open up a new MIDI sequence. So we're gonna set the scale to G sharp minor so that we are in key with the vocal, and I think we're gonna create a really basic pattern here.
Hola, ¿qué? Hola, ¿qué? Hola, ¿qué? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal?
So probably something like this.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda.
I'm gonna add a bit of sidechain right from the start, then we're gonna do everything else properly in the mixing stage.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, so just to make them sound right. So now that we have a kick and bass line, we can go on with some percussions. So I'm gonna start with loop just to have a quick reference, and then we're gonna write our own percussions as well.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
This one sounds great. Then I'm gonna add a MIDI track and we're gonna write some percussion loops with the one-shots. Eventually we can add some more loops later on as well. So let's go into the percussion section.
Hola, 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 ¿qué? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime, ¿cómo tú estás? Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
first one. Gonna add quite a few layers because like the percussion is probably the main element of this kind of track.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime.
Let's go for another one. Sometimes you just have to do like a couple of hits of a percussion. You don't have to fill up the entire MIDI clip.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Let's look for some other percussion loops that we can maybe chop up and add here. So this is the one we already have. Let's see this one.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás.
This one sounds great as well.
Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegar.
Let's see another one.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres.
I like this part here, so we can probably get rid of this.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal?
So we can just keep these parts in.
Linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Like this. Not really sure about the kick. Maybe we can pick something a bit more punchy. We're gonna duplicate and so let's call this one kick 1, which is our original, and then here we can probably experiment with some different kicks.
Tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call.
This one sounds great. I'm gonna duplicate and find something else
Tú
maybe.
estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
This one is also fine. Let's
Tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
this is also great.
Tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda.
Okay, so these are the main 4 that we're gonna choose from.
Tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres.
Yeah, this one is not good.
Tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal.
Yeah, I would go for this one.
Mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call.
Now that we have the percussions, we can add some top drums. So I'm gonna pick some claps, open hats, close hats, then some loops as well. So let's start with the claps.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Okay, then some open hats.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, tiramos un cable.
Okay, perfect. And then let's see for some loops. You can both do at or full top loops. Let's go with the net only maybe. Let's see.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, this one sounds great. I think there are a bit of problems here with the percussion, which are a bit overlapping. Can probably remove this one from here.
Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo.
Okay, perfect. Now that we have the main elements, one thing that I like to do right from the start is check out the balance of the mix. Usually producers tend to put a lot of emphasis on the low end, but we need to make sure that we're starting with the balanced mix right from the start.
Eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás.
As you can see, we have already too much low end here, so I'm gonna lower kick and bass by a couple of dBs, and then I'm gonna bring everything up.
Eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos.
Okay, it's more balanced like this. We can eventually add some more layers for the open net as well in order to add some more top end. So let's see what we can do here.
Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
We can do a bit of panning. So the first one a bit more on the right and the second one a bit more on the left.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle.
Yeah, we're gonna cover that more in depth at the mixing stage. So let's do a bit of EQ on the vocal as well, just to get rid of the lows.
Fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tiramos un cable. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, so right now that we have the main section, we're gonna build the arrangement of the track. So I'm gonna put vocal down here and we're gonna start from the beginning. So I'm just gonna rename this one kick and this one bass, and then the rest is basically all drums. So I'm gonna take everything here. We're gonna start with the 30 seconds intro. Then after that, we're gonna introduce the bassline for other 30 seconds. And then we're gonna do a 45 seconds breakdown. So like this. And then we're gonna remove the kick from the breakdown and like this. So I'm gonna put some locators here to make sure that we remember everything. So breakdown here is still the intro, but we add the bassline. And then let's call this one drop number 1, where we're gonna do 30 seconds, so like this. And then we're gonna put a small break, just 8 bars, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna add kick and bass drop only, so kick and bass drop. So we can probably just do like this. And this is gonna be around 16 bars as well. So we're gonna add a couple of percussion elements and drums here. And then after that, we're gonna go into another breakdown. This one, we're gonna do 30 seconds. So this is gonna be break number 2. And here we're gonna add 4 bars only section. So here we're just gonna have the vocal for 4 bars, and then we are gonna have to add the drop back. So this is gonna be drop number 2, which is gonna be a 1 minute drop, and then we're gonna go into the outro. So let's add the outro locator here. And yeah, we're gonna copy the drums. So this is gonna be the structure for our track. So I did that based on some other references that I've checked out before the tutorial. You can pretty much do the arrangement however you like. These kind of tracks are kind of really standard in the arrangement. So you're gonna have a couple of breakdowns, a couple of drops, and then something to switch it up in the middle here. So as you can see, we have this small break and this kick and bass drop. And then the second break usually is a bit more intense. We're gonna add more element in this second break, and then we have the final drop and the outro. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go from the beginning, and we're gonna make sure that each section is done properly. So we're gonna start with the intro at this point. We don't want all of these elements right from the beginning, so we're gonna see which one we can keep and which one we can remove. Probably we can remove this. Let's remove this last kick here, and we can probably add an effects. Actually, I put this one on the vocal track. This last part we can do something like that. Actually, we're gonna duplicate the kick, and we're gonna add a filter with a low cut for the break sections. So we're gonna do like this, remove the kick drums like this. Actually, we can also start with the filtered kick drum. And we're gonna call this one low cut kick, and we're gonna make a group for the kick drums. So let's call the first one main kick, the second one low cut kick. Gonna do the same thing for the bassline. So we want to make sure that we have the filtered bassline in the breakdowns. So something like this. And so we're gonna remove everything. We are gonna call this one low cut bass, and then this other one main bass, and we're gonna do a group and call it bassline. Here actually we can make the last 4 bars of the breakdown as a vocal only section, maybe with a few percussion. So I'm gonna do that just to remember for later. And then we're gonna start from the beginning of the breakdown. Okay, so one thing that I want to do is I'm gonna open up a MIDI track, I'm gonna load the vocal, and I want to do a part with some vocal chops, just to build a bit of atmosphere and add some elements here. So in this case the scale is not necessary because we have set up the vocal here in slice mode, so each note will represent a different part of the vocal.
buscar, buscar,
Yeah, here we have to do a bit of changes to make sure that the chops are done correctly. Like this. We're gonna add an EQ here as well. And we're gonna add quite a bit of reverb. So I'm gonna use the hybrid reverb for that. I'm actually gonna put that in algorithm. So we are gonna disable the convolution IR section and we are just gonna use the algorithm. We're gonna put it on tights. So as you can hear, we have this kind of phaser effect in this algorithm. Like this. After that, so we're gonna also put a filter so that we're gonna slowly introduce this one in the first 15 seconds of the breakdown.
Baby, baby, baby.
Okay, we're gonna remove the kick after the first 15 seconds. We can use this part from the vocals as well.
Baby, 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 WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada. Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, so this is the idea here. We're gonna slowly introduce the vocal. So let's put an auto filter. We obviously have to do all the delay and reverb processing here on the vocal.
Baby, baby.
Now we're gonna pick an uplifter. So something like this here.
¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás.
We can probably remove all of the top drums for this part here.
¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Baby, WhatsApp, ¿qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
and then we're gonna add some kind of fill here right before the drop comes in. Now I want to add a snare roll in this section, so let's go into the drums, snares, like this. We can probably start with a rhythm pattern.
Baby, baby, what's up, baby, what's up, yeah, baby, what's up, yeah, baby, what's up, yeah, baby.
Like this. And we're gonna keep this one for the first 8 bars, I think, or 4, not really. Yeah, maybe let's do just this first 4, and then after that we're gonna add a couple of more hits, so like this, and then I think we can do other 4 of this one, and then we're gonna do like a full pattern like this right towards the end. So this, let's see how it sounds.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Just want to remove a bit of the ice on this percussion.
Baby, what's
like this. Let's see for the vocal if we can actually keep the entire first 4 bars instead of cutting just the first 2.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up?
Yeah, this is much better. And let's see if we can do like this for the first 15 seconds.
Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up?
Like this. So I want to add noise uplifter here, so you can easily do this in operator. I'm gonna change the oscillator to white noise, and then simply gonna drag and drop here.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar.
Like this. We're gonna do a filter automation.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola.
Yeah, let me change this uplifter because it's basically another noise uplifter. Let's add this one.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, so as for the fill, I'm gonna have to add some other percussions.
Linda, eres fenomenal. 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 Linda, eres fenomenal.
Maybe we can pick a different sound.
Linda, eres fenomenal. Linda, eres Linda, eres fenomenal. Linda, eres fenomenal. linda, eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal.
Let's see if we can also put like a double kick here. Maybe we have to reduce the velocity of this.
Te quieres llegar, tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tirame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Maybe we can remove all of the percussions here.
Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Linda, eres fenomenal.
Like this. Let's select an effects for this part here. Maybe something like this.
Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Or this one maybe.
Fenomenal. Linda, eres fenomenal. Linda, eres fenomenal. ¿Qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, we're gonna use these vocal chops for this section. We probably have to increase the gain a bit.
Eres fenomenal.
And then we're gonna do like this.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Then we're gonna add this small variation here.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Okay, like this. We can probably add something else for this second section of the drop. So let's see, maybe some rights. Like this. Let's try very low in volume.
Fenomenal. 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 Fenomenal.
Actually, I'm gonna duplicate this track. I'm gonna keep the vocal chops on a different section.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
I'm gonna reduce a bit this last part.
Fenomenal. 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 Fenomenal.
Okay, like this. We're gonna keep the vocal chops here as well. And we're probably gonna introduce this other vocal chop.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Like this and the snare roll as well. Actually, we're gonna make one for this section only, like this, and we're gonna make an automation of the velocity, so it sounds like this. We're gonna add a bit of the noise as well to this part, so let's change the filter. And then we're gonna put this one here like this, and we're gonna copy this section here. We're gonna add some percussions as well. And then we're gonna add some claps here. Probably we can make something like this with effect. Okay, we can probably add an openet as well. Yeah, we're gonna keep it like this actually, and then we're gonna remove all of these elements and we're gonna add them slowly back in the second breakdown. Probably we can also put this last part of the vocal here, or maybe all of it.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo no sé si te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Te quiero llegarle, mami, tira buscar. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Fenomenal. Tú sabes que yo no sé si te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Te quiero llegarle, mami, tira buscar. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. 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 Fenomenal.
Okay, like this, and then we go into this other breakdown. Okay, so now we go into this second breakdown. Here we have to build a bit more energy, so we're gonna add a few more elements to this part. So it's a shorter break, but we're gonna do like this, actually like this. Gonna start with this one.
Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? Baby, what?
We're gonna do like this here, and we're gonna clean the automation.
Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up?
We're gonna add this two right from the start. gonna move everything a bit here on the snare, like this.
Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Baby,
Yeah, here I made a mistake.
baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo
Also here, let's fix this.
a llamar si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué
You can also do kick roll here.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca
Like this.
Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Okay, sounds good like this. Maybe you can also add this part here.
Fenomenal.
This one sounds great. We're gonna add it here as well.
Fenomenal. 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 Fenomenal.
Maybe you can add an effects here as well. Yeah, like this one.
Fenomenal. Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Yeah, we can probably do a kick and bass here as well.
Linda, eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal.
Yeah, it builds a bit more energy, so we're gonna do like this.
Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal.
Like this, and then we slowly get into the outro.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Actually, we can use the rights in this part as well, like this.
Pasa, te empiezo a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. 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 Fenomenal.
Okay, like this, and then in the outro we are simply gonna replicate what we did in the intro. So actually we're gonna keep this here. We're gonna remove this and this from here. Actually, we can remove this from here as well.
Fenómeno.
Like this. Perfect. So actually we can probably do something like this in the intro. We're gonna add the downlifter.
Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Es 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 fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, like this. I think we would need like a really small reverse here. Yeah, something like this can work.
Es fenomenal. Es fenomenal. Es fenomenal. Es fenomenal. Es fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, perfect. So I think that we have everything that we need for this track. Now we can focus on the very last stages of mixing and mastering. We're gonna go through each single track and we're gonna make sure that everything is right. So I'm gonna loop this part, which is the main section of the song, and we're gonna start with the kick drum. I'm gonna do the processing on the group here.
Fenomenal.
You can probably add a bit more attack, so I'm gonna use the transient designer.
Fenomenal. Fenomenal. Fenomenal.
like this. Then we have the bassline. So here, I'm gonna move the kickstart on the group, I'm gonna remove it from the filtered, and we're gonna do all of the processing again on the entire group. Let's start with an EQ. I want to add some more harmonics in this section. So we're gonna use some saturator for that. Let's add an hi-cat. Also want to add a bit of compression. So these are kick and bass together. Let's see the levels. Yeah, the bass might be a bit too loud. Let's make it a bit quieter. Like this. Then we can go into the drums. Yeah, nothing much to do here. Then we have this at. Just want to make sure that is wide enough. We're gonna use the ozone imager. Yes, that's great. This second that can be made a bit more stereo, and we're gonna copy the EQ here as well. Then we have this loop. She's already quite stereo. I'm gonna add an EQ8. Yeah, nothing going on in the lows. And then once again, I'm gonna use the transient designer to reduce a bit of the sustain. Then we have this loop. It's really important when having a lot of drums to make sure that there is enough space for everything. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna select all of the clips, make sure that this the work mode is beats and transient, and we're gonna go to this single arrow. And as you can see, when we reduce it, we reduce the sustain of the clip. So we're gonna probably keep it around 70 to 60 maybe. We are gonna do the same for this one. And a bit on this one as well. Okay, like this. In this way we get more space so that all of the percussion can live together. Then we have this one. Let's remove the extra lows. Some of the tops as well. Yeah, on this one I won't. Put it one shot and add some fade out. Then we have the rides, so just checking the lows here. Now we're gonna go into the main element, which is the vocal.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le querés.
So we're gonna start with a de-esser, just to clean some of the harshness.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le querés llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Like this. As for the compression, which we're gonna do next, we're gonna use the CLA 76, which is very good for vocals.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call.
We're gonna go for a slow attack and a bit faster release. We want to do actually quite a bit of compression here.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Baby,
Okay, and then we're gonna do reverb and delay. To do that, we're gonna load an audio effect track. We're gonna keep the first chain dry, and then we're gonna create the reverb chain. So we're gonna go with the standard Ableton reverb.
baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Like this. And then we're gonna do a delay chain. So we probably can have a couple of different delays on this vocal. So I'm surely gonna go for some kind of slap delay. Let's see if we have some presets here that we can use. No, actually, never mind. We're gonna build it ourselves.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime.
So this preset is actually making the vocal a bit wider. Then I'm gonna go for the slap delay.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal.
Like this, and then we're gonna go for a long, like normal delay like this.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Baby, what's up? Llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal.
Like this. So we're gonna do some processing on the vocal chops as well. I'm gonna copy the processing from our main vocal.
Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa si te paso a buscar? Tiro una llamada si le quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, like this. I'm gonna add the filter on the snare roll.
fenomenal. Está fenomenal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Está linda, eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal.
So yeah, I think that it's all done for the mixing. Just a couple of things are gonna be volume automation right here in the build-up. So we're gonna reduce the gain by a couple of dBs here.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of sidechain on the drop vocal here.
Fenomenal. 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 Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, like this, and let's check this last one.
Si te quieres llegar, tú sabes que yo si te quieres llegar, tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar, tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola.
Let's also do a quick filter automation to cut very lows here.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar, tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Like this. We're gonna copy and paste it here and here as well. Here actually.
Baby, ¿qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Fenomenal.
Perfect. Let's see this part here.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.
Okay, perfect. So now that we're done with the mixing, we can go into the mastering. So we're gonna mute the limiter. Yeah, the track is a bit too loud. We're going in the red, so we're gonna reduce everything. Right, it's better to reduce all of the single levels because if you have to export the stems, you're gonna have the right volume, while if you just put the utility here and reduce the gain, you're still gonna have the single stems, which are gonna be clipping if you export them separately. So we're gonna do a bit of mid-side EQ with the Pro Q4. Make sure to set it in linear phase so that we don't have phase issues. We're gonna cut the mids at around 25 Hz. Like this, and then we're gonna cut the sides at around 200 Hz. So everything below this will be in mono, and we're gonna do also a bit of an eye cut. So as you can see from the span, we have maybe a bit too much low end. So we're gonna set it stereo or mid is actually the same here. and we're gonna set a dynamic EQ here to reduce a bit of the lows. This, and we're gonna boost the tops. Actually, not dynamic, we're just gonna boost it. Especially here on the very tops. We're gonna give some brightness to the sound. Still gonna have to reduce this one a bit. So after that, we're gonna add some compression. We can go with the standard glue compressor in Ableton. Now we want to go with something very smooth here. So we're gonna go on automatic release, slow attack, ratio 2. Just having a general compression, so we're not focusing that much on the peaks here. Like this, and that's because we're gonna look at the peaks in this next session of our mastering stage, which is gonna be clipping. So we can simply reduce here the clip. Like this, sounds good. And then we still have 60 dB of headroom, which is fine. And then we're gonna go into our mastering. So let's put the style on punchy. So this is great. As you can see, we're doing around 6 dB reduction here. For the settings here, I wouldn't recommend messing with them too much, but you can easily change the style to punchy. We're gonna enable oversampling. We're gonna put it at 16, and that's for the loudness. Usually I like to stay right around this minus 30 dB mark on the span. Just like this. However, I feel we're missing a bit of air to this mix, so I'm gonna add the mag EQ right before our EQ, and I'm gonna go boost at the 20K. Like this. As you can hear, we are giving a bit more air to the mix, and that's basically all for this tutorial. Don't forget to check out Cumbia and Pegate from the link in the description, and now I'm gonna play you the full track.
Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te vas a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. 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 Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. Eres fenomenal. 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 Baby, what's up? Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Baby, what's up? ¿Qué pasa? Te paso a buscar. Quiero una llamada si te quieres llegar. Tú sabes que yo nunca a ti te hago mal. Hola, ¿qué tal? Dime cómo tú estás. Si quieres llegarle, mami, tírame un call. Estás linda, eres fenomenal.